guys, and welcome back to the channel.
Hello. You laugh every time I do that.
It's because we always do it the same way. It just always makes me laugh.
Yeah.
So today we thought we would have a little sit-down chatty video, a Disney video.
Yes.
All about our favourite thrill rides at Walt Disney World.
Yeah. And this one was a bit tricky actually because we filmed this a long time after Walt Disney World.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, not that long ago really, but we've had Disneyland Paris in the middle, so we're trying to get our minds back into Walt Disney World. And
I would say this is our top 10 thrill rides, and there's a few which I would say are family/thrill. So we've got our list and we have put them in order of our favourites.
Yeah, so they're not in terms of how thrilling they are.
No.
Just in terms of our favourite rides.
Yeah. Okay, let's start with number 10 on our list. And this is Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, which we actually didn't ride on our last trip. We've only ever been on it once. Which was our first ever Disney World trip, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And we only managed to get on it because we had a fast pass, because there is always such a long line for Seven Dwarfs. It's crazy.
It's a good ride.
And it is really good.
Rocks. Hi ho, off to work we go. I don't think it's thrilling.
No.
It's but it's a roller coaster still.
Yeah, it's still a roller coaster. It still goes pretty fast, and but it has different elements to it. Like you go inside. I mean, I'm trying to remember because I've only been on it once. But I do remember that there's different elements to the roller coaster.
Yeah.
And you also get the really good film. That
they send you.
They film you on one of the drops and they send it through to your memory maker.
Yeah.
So that's quite a nice little touch. And yeah, it's kind of like Big Thunder Mountain, I think. I think they're quite similar.
Mm-hmm. Similar to if you've been on Big Thunder at Disneyland, there's a bit where it rocks.
Yeah.
And that motion is used in the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train.
Yeah. So that's our number 10. So next on our top 10 of thrill rides is... that was dramatic and then I forgot what it was. Is Test Track at Epcot.
Yeah.
Another very popular ride. Always a really long queue. I really like Test Track. It has, again, lots of different elements to it because you, of course, design your car, which is really fun before you go in. And then the actual roller coaster, you start off doing all the different tests for your car, and then it turns into kind of like a bit of a fast roller coaster-esque ride outside.
But it's not your conventional roller coaster. There isn't ups and downs. It just takes you right around the track as if you were testing out your racing car. It
reminds me of Scale Electrics.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
But like a human size.
Big one, yeah.
It's a really fun ride. I think it's definitely good for younger children as well because, well, and adults. But I love the aspect of creating your car and then seeing on the leaderboard where you come.
Adds a competitive nature to it, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
How do you do? Da, 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 da. I can't remember what the
song
is. Gotta keep moving along. I think that's it. This is Splash Mountain. So this is number 8. Now, you might argue, is it a thrill ride? Well, it's got a massive drop at the end. So
it's a thrill ride if you go by my mum's screen.
Yeah, I would definitely count it as a thrill ride. Lures you into a false sense of security with all these little drops, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And you're just on this leisurely cruise around, and then suddenly it's right at the end.
Huge drop.
Yeah.
Really good fun.
Yeah, I love it. And the song's very catchy.
And water rides are always just so much fun, especially in Orlando when it's so hot.
Yeah.
People were definitely queuing up just to cool down.
Yeah, I had a long queue when we went,
didn't it? Again, it has loads of different elements to it. It's a really long ride. I remember when I came off, I was like, that was a long ride.
Yeah.
Like, if you queue for it, you know, some rides you queue for and then they're over within like 10 seconds. But that one I felt, that was a long ride.
Yeah, that was a good one.
So number 7 is another mountain ride, and it is Big Thunder Mountain.
Wildest ride in the world. Yes.
We love Big Thunder Mountain. I think it differs a lot from the Disneyland Paris one.
Mm-hmm.
I do prefer the Disneyland Paris Thunder Mountain, I must say.
Yeah, I do actually.
But the one in Orlando is amazing. It is really fun. And it's always kind of one of the first rides we do.
Yeah.
Has a nostalgic feel about it.
It was the first one we did, wasn't it? Because it was the first ride we did, and I remember it because your mum went on it.
Yeah.
And she's not overly keen on rides. But yeah, she
She
conquered that one.
enjoyed it. She enjoyed it. I think it's a good it's a good family roller coaster because it still is quite thrilling. Like, it still goes fast, but there's no loops or scary bits.
No.
It's quite a tame roller coaster,
It's
but really
sort
fun.
of bumps rather than drops, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just good to hear the wildest ride in the world.
And you get a great view of the park as well.
Yeah.
Number 6 is Space Mountain. So again, this differs.
Another mountain.
Yeah, it
Sorry.
differs a lot from the one in Disneyland Paris, which is
it
Hyperspace
does.
Mountain and is Star Wars based. And like the beginning section is totally different. It doesn't shoot you off. It sort of takes you up quite slowly, doesn't it? And then you're in complete darkness, and it doesn't do loops. It doesn't go upside down, but instead it's very jerky in its motion, isn't it?
Feels very fast.
Very fast, yeah. You move around a lot. You don't know what's coming because it's dark.
Yeah. It is. It's like pitch black, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
It's a lot darker than the Paris one.
Yeah.
No, it's thrilling. It's really good. Yeah, I love Space Mountain at Orlando. Number 5 is a classic and is now a Martin Bell favourite. It made it into your top 5 at Walt Disney World.
Yeah.
And it is Tower of Terror. If you've watched the channel for a long time, you will know Martin's journey with a Tower of Terror.
Yes, and there's a video as well about how you can conquer the Tower of Terror.
If you have a fear of Tower of Terror, definitely check out the video because it might be helpful for you. But we love it. It's such a good ride. Once you conquered your fear, you grew to love it.
Oh yeah, and it was very different again from the Disneyland Paris version because this one actually takes you round the hotel before you then go into the actual ride and all the drops.
I always enjoy the queue for Tower of Terror as well because obviously it's in the tower, so there's lots to see, but also the cast members just make it really fun.
Yeah.
We had some really good cast members in both Orlando and Paris, and they always try to scare you.
And the movie that you get as well.
Yeah, it sets it up really nicely.
Number 4 is Rock and Roller Coaster, which the one in Disneyland Paris, that's going to be closing down soon.
It is.
But the one in Walt Disney World, fantastic. It's got a very different video than the one in Disneyland Paris, where the manager comes in, doesn't she?
Yeah.
You're late for the gig. How are we going to get them there? And
don't the cast members shout out, "Can we have backstage passes?"
Oh yeah,
give the backstage passes.
The cast member actually has to interact with the screen, with the actor on the screen. But what can you say? It's exhilarating. This is definitely a thrilling ride. That moment where you're sitting there and you haven't been on it in a while, and it does that countdown.
Yeah.
That is scary.
Yeah. It's the countdown. It makes it so like, and it shoots off. It feels really, really fast.
Always the
you
first
go from
time.
0 to 60, I think.
Always the first time when I go on it in the park, I get my breath taken away.
Yeah.
So I go to scream and then I'm like,
yeah, you can't move. You're just like.
But then after the first time, I'm all right.
And then it turns into a roller coaster with like
lots of loops.
Again, it's quite dark, but there's lots of flashing lights. The music's like blasting. You've got Aerosmith music blasting through the speakers.
Yeah.
So it's so much fun and really thrilling. I'd say it's probably one of the most thrilling rides at Walt Disney World. So if you love roller coasters, you love fast rides, Rock and Roller Coaster is the one for you.
Yeah.
So we're now moving into our top 3, and weirdly enough, they are all at our favourite park, Animal Kingdom. That's really weird, isn't it?
Well, that's why it's our favourite park.
Yeah, so not that weird actually. No. So at number 3 is Dinosaur.
We're not gonna make it.
I don't know if that's quite a rare top ride. I don't know if it's many people's, top 3. But we love Dinosaur. It is. I don't know. Is it like a nostalgic feeling from our first trip? It's just so much fun, and I actually think it's quite scary.
I think it's a lot of people's favourites.
Yeah.
because the video that you see beforehand is very quotable. Dr. Marsh. And then also...
We're not gonna make it! We're not gonna make it!
and also it is really, even though it's an older ride, it is really thrilling and
the dinosaurs are quite,
because it's dark in there and you can't see the strings and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, and it feels like they are coming so close to you, especially if you're on the edge of the car.
Yeah.
And my brother, who's like not really scared of anything, he looked the most scared of dinosaur, I must say. And I won't give it away, but the last bit is epic.
Yeah.
The last drop, really, really good. And it also has a really nice story to it.
Yeah.
Because you're trying to rescue a dinosaur and bring them back. Iguanodon. So it's a really nice story to it. And the story carries on throughout the whole ride.
You really bump around.
Yeah, it's
bumpy.
Bump
around.
It's bumpy.
Bump around. Number 2. And, okay, I'm saying number 2, but this would be my personal number 1. And it is Expedition Everest.
He let me have my number 1.
I love it. What can I say? I bought a t-shirt because I adored the ride so much. I think we must have gone on that ride more than any other.
Yeah, definitely.
In Disney World.
We kept managing to pick up fast passes for it as well.
I love that you can see out over the park. You can even see the Hollywood Tower Hotel from the top when you're going up. We got to ride it at the very front, which was,
an
good experience.
Really good.
Where
you
went
see
right
out,
up to right up to the bit where the track has been broken. Yeah, I love it. There's just loads of different parts to it, going backwards.
I think that's what makes a really good roller coaster, is when it's a bit unpredictable and there's different parts and different parts to the story of the roller coaster, which Disney are so good at. It's not just your average a few loops and then finish.
Yeah, it's got a
it
story.
all has a story and there's different bits to it. It's a really good ride.
Yeah.
And it looks epic. Like, it's such a photo opportunity as well, if you want to get a good photo in front of it, because the actual mountain just looks epic, and when it's all lit up as well at night, really good ride.
And the Giggle Monster comes out.
Oh yeah. I think there's a clip in our latest Disney World series where we pretty much put the whole ride in.
It was when we were at the front.
As we rode it at the front, so we had a really good view. Yeah. And you just laughed the whole way round.
I was laughing because I was slightly scared, but also because I was having some fun.
Yeah,
it goes so fast, that last drop.
Yeah. Oh. So, we have reached our top thrill ride at Walt Disney World. Any guesses? It's the Animal Kingdom. It's quite new.
If you've watched our Disney World series, I think you'll know.
You'll know
which ride this is, because Helena was just lost for words and trying to find words to describe it, but you couldn't, could you?
No, not at all. And it is Flight of Passage. Epic.
There you go.
In one word, it's just epic. It is. I was about to say it's a masterpiece, but it is. It's literally the best ride I've ever been on in my life.
Taken rides to sort of a different level, hasn't it?
It has. It'd be hard to top that ride for me personally. I felt
all
really
the different
emotional.
sensations.
When I came off it, I felt really emotional, and I had a reaction to a ride like that.
You felt like you were in it.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. And like when it it kind of makes that sound, doesn't it? Like, and you're back to reality.
Yeah. So you become an avatar.
Yes.
Riding on a banshee. That's it. Riding on a banshee.
You can feel the banshee breathing underneath you. There's smells. It's so immersive. Again, the story's beautiful. There's scary bits. There's beautiful bits. There's like peaceful bits. It just takes you on a journey, and you just feel fully immersed in that world.
Makes you feel like you're flying. So if you do have a bit of a... I don't know actually, because you got fear of flying, but you were...
No, I have a fear of aeroplanes.
Ah, right. But yeah, if you got a bit of a fear of heights, maybe.
Yeah, but it's so beautiful that it's not... it's thrilling. It is thrilling, because you feel so immersed.
Yeah.
But it's a beautiful
You are
ride.
completely safe because you're
completely
strapped in.
But yeah, it's definitely my favourite ride in the whole of Walt Disney World. And I think if someone came up to me and said, I've got one ride to ride and that's it, I would say Flight of Passage. Yeah, it's incredible. Let me know in the comments if you love it as much as I do as well. I'm sure you do.
So that's it. There's our top 10 best thrill rides from Disney World. We'll hopefully be trying to record a few more videos where we go through some of the other rides, the tamer rides. But thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you in the next video. Bye.
Bye guys!